So I'm just putting out an informational video real fast just to show traffic problems and how to sort those in SimCity. Uh, this city was my first test trial. I just went through it. And at first I had just a four-way intersection. That was a terrible idea. You want to always have a roundabout in your cities. For some reason everyone wants to get the hell out of my city. But it used to be that everyone wanted to get in. When I first made the city, because of the four-way intersection, and everyone just seemed to have wanted to turn left, maybe because there's a lot more housing up there. And there's also 3 or 4 high-wealth Megatowers over there. And yeah, we're at the limit of Megatowers in this one. And sky bridges do help, by the way, so you do want this. You really do want this. I've learned that the hard way. This one doesn't have one. I think there's one other one that doesn't have it. Oh, this one over here. And they're also doing fine. So I'm losing track. I'm losing track of one thing. But yeah, roundabouts, as you can see, it just funnels them all much nicer. And if you have an industrial area, you want to not have any traffic almost all the time. This is the only traffic I have, and there's a population of 250,000. So that's actually the slightest amount of traffic I've seen for this population I've gotten to. And you can tell that I don't have roundabout here, and it's just causing much of gridlock for the whole time, especially right here. I may have to make a small one there. I don't really want to, and I didn't really want to here either. I had to delete this. Okay. And they don't have a police precinct. So I've had to delete the fire station. I've had to delete the police precinct before, just to make way for this roundabout here. And also another complication when you get to this high of numbers is water and sewer. This one's at capacity, but if you put them next to each other, it will figure it out. And it may keep saying that there's still sewage problems, like backed up pipes, but really there's not. There may be a problem right here. I may have to move this over here where this trade depot is. And the best way to make money is to make a bunch of recycling and collect the plastic and alloy, and then make processors, which you see this one's like already completely full up. And this also has a ton. I don't know why they're not sending it to there. And you want to try to max out these mostly, because when you sell just one computer, the wrong thing, it's almost 150,000 for just one load, and so I mean I've got over $1 million just sitting in there, not doing anything, and you see that we're actually still making a profit. We're still doing really well with 20 million. This is the supporting city for that craptacular one over there that I messed up on. That was even before I messed up on this one. I had to put some roads. And that's the newer one. And then the newest one is over there, so I'm going to show them up. I'm going to give you a quick look at those real fast, and I can just go and show you what's going on. It may say that things are needed in these cities, but really they're not. I've given probably 20 million to this city just to start it up and see and test out some stuff and see we're at 100,000 beneath this city in population. And we've got the top tourist attraction. Oh gosh, I can't even talk right now. So we'll just scratch that. Forget it. So we got the tourist attractions, the power grounds and stuff, which is only on this building. You really don't need those. Once you have, let me go back real fast. Yeah, sorry, I pressed my button. Once you have researched this, the advanced fusion reactor, I mean, 2,400 megawatts is all the city would ever need. I mean, we're in excess of that. So I was getting really close to having power problems in this city again after already having it a few times. And you see the traffic will start to back up, like around to here every time and around to here every time. This Megatower causes a bunch of problems, and university was also hard to fit in. I'm trying to weave it in. But and I couldn't fit anything else in there. It just seemed pointless. And parks don't attract people, as in cars, to them, so it won't cause any more traffic problems. So it's just a free roundabout of quick-moving action is basically what it is. And it's a lot more boring when it's on slow. But it seems to just constantly keep moving. I mean, this doesn't have any delay. It just funnels into one. A few go that way, like we just saw. And this is just for the Megatow, which needs all those things for some reason. For some reason, nothing is working right now, maybe because I just loaded this all up, and it's taking a while to figure out where things need to go and whatnot. Simcity seems to have major problems with that. This is all just plastic from recycling. This is just alloy. That's another good idea, just making 2 recycling facilities, 1 alloy and 1 plastic for your processors and for your TVs. Because that's all TVs need is alloy, plastic, and processors. And in processors, that's all they need is plastic and alloy. So it really combines all that, really works out. So this one is so far I think the best traffic layout. I don't think I have any traffic in that city whatsoever. I'll show you that in a minute. I can just hop over this one. This one was a new, I'll say prototype of basically traffic layouts and streets. Every avenue doesn't intersect with another avenue. It makes a roundabout of avenues. You'll see what I mean. So the center, I wanted enough to be able to fit at least 1 tower, but it seems that I was able to fit 2. And the high-density streets are fine to end at these. Once this gets built up a little bit more, it will cause a few more difficulties and problems, but it's just, and this street is just for this tower that I couldn't fit in there and whatnot. I didn't want it becoming overpopulated on this one street, which it already probably is, because there's 3 towers just on one street. And it's also worth it to not make mall levels. Don't, oh goodness, this camera. Don't really make mall levels. I've probably done a few. I think this one's mall level. Yeah. And see, they always have problems with shoppers. You need to make the whole mall just, okay, for some reason I was on something, I guess. I don't know what the hell my problem was there. I was just a dumbass. So you never really want to make mall levels. And if you do make a mall level, you just make 1 mall level. That's it. Not like an idiotic case like this where they're all ended up stealing profit from each other. And see, like right here again, mall levels, and this is almost a completely high wealth thing, and it's still seeming to struggle. This one just opened up. That's why it's still having problems. So 1 mall level, probably for every 4 apartments of that same price range. And if they ask for more malls or shops, put more, just put more in, commercial around it, like this whole area. Because I didn't want to actually use exit on that side, but I didn't want to have to add mall levels. This one's got a mall level. Low wealth mall levels seem to always do fairly well, except for right here. But once the sky bridge is in, and once population things are fixed, and once this budget is fixed, yeah, that's probably the lowest you've ever seen at 35,000 per hour loss. But we have 5.3 million because you always need 1 city that's doing really well. It may take 1 city to get that city that's doing really well a jump start. It's kind of hard to do. So this one's got 2 recycling facilities. It's got the imports. It's already got the advanced fusion reactor because of the academy in the other city. So this city has already got 0 power problems, almost as much power as the other city. This one should never have power problems, even with just this one. But this is the city that I want to make the 400,000 mark on, and plenty of improvements. Maglevs are also very, very worth it. But it's hard when the city is nothing but roundabouts and a bunch of shit like that. And the upgrades, forget that. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up. So when you have a city that's making tons of money like the other city we just witnessed, you can just do everything to the fullest. I didn't do the police precincts yet, but I have done the fire station. I've done all the expansions to it. You want to leave plenty of room for those expansions. The hospital still has plenty of room. I can put them in here. and a police precinct, I can put them here and get rid of this park. When I may mess with this, you can just put parks everywhere else and figure it out. And you always want to keep these high-rises, these megatowers in high wealth areas, and these at least in low wealth, like some blue when you go onto that. When you go on to this, see, like these just are in the high wealth area. This is just out of it, and you can tell that it's not doing as well. It's still saying that the ton of people moved in. It should do all right. That mall is actually. Oh, that's the mall. But yeah, and as you can see, it's very detrimental when you don't have the land wealth of those areas, or that is needed. So to the streets, it may have some complications here. I'm going to have to figure this out a little bit. We are still on medium density streets with almost 100,000. And you can see that it just moves like clockwork. It just keeps going and going. There's rarely any stopping. I put the street in there just to declutter this area. And there's 3 exits. Usually you want at least more than one, of course. This one only has 1. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of traffic here later, but it seems to be big businesses, and it's not going to be too much of a hassle or worry. Tourist attractions, always a good idea. Just this whole time we went up $4,000 in the profits. This was all just a rush job. I planned out the streets for a little while, except for, there's a little odds and ends, but I didn't really plan them out very well. So there's a look at that city. I'll show you the other one real fast. There's a lot of trading going on. I just left the names because I wanted like a Hawaiian-style island name, or Fiji if you want to not be U.S. directed. So it takes a little while to load. There we go. This was the first streets that I actually planned out. The city we just looked at was second after this. And the first city that we looked at altogether was the really horrible planning one that I thought I just wanted to make it look cool. So this is a little bit different. It's a 3-tier roundabout type system, and what makes this one really nice is that the maglevs, a ton of people coming in. Wow. I don't know why they're not taking the maglev. I think they still do. This needs to be updated. At the moment, it's fine. We're making a $23,000 profit. This was jump-started by the other city, but all these tourism businesses are really pumping it up, and the symmetry of it is quite interesting. This is the only thing that's basically out of whack, and all the side streets, because I just wanted to try to fit in more housing. And then I like to do grid patterns. 3-tier is not needed with these 3 roundabouts. You really just need, I would say 2. But the new city, as long as you have the main streets and you have 2 exits, which is much harder with a city with 1 exit, because then you have 1 road to follow. And then this will probably make a bottleneck later on when it becomes more populated. But we're at 150,000. There's really no traffic whatsoever. There's, a mild bit of yellow, yellowish green, and there's some orange there. But that's just because they're stopped to get across there. But there's nothing really stopping them when they get across there. Look at that. So yeah, there's a look at ways to get rid of traffic and ways to get rid of most problems that will occur in SimCity. And the biggest ones that start all the other problems are traffic. So once you're able to solve traffic and you're able to do everything and you're able to make the biggest savings that you can possibly make, and yes, the money does fluctuate quite a bit. The other city, the main city that we looked at, the one that jumpstarts all of these, that makes all the profit, has $20 million, is up and down from negative 20,000 to positive, I think it was 40,000 or 60,000 up to one time. And the taxes in that other city, if you're in an emergency crisis and all your bonds are already spent and their loans, whatever way you want to put them, then you can raise taxes for like 1 or 2 times, but you want to make sure to keep them below 8 or 7%. The lower the taxes, the more people you'll drag into the city. That's how that one has 250,000. I think it's at 6% tax. I think the game starts off at 9 or 8. So if you just slowly bring it down, don't drastically drop it immediately. That's a terrible idea. Because then people, I mean, it's much like real life. You drop your taxes immediately to almost nothing. People will start to think something's wrong, something's not right, and for most of the time that is true. So it's interesting to see, and you see profits all the time from tourism. Make sure to have shops around your tourism things. As you can see, there's shops here, shops here, shops here, where the entrance is. All of these are shops. You definitely want these. You see, they're still increasing all the way. That's important. And you want to keep them in higher wealth areas, at least medium wealth. Usually high wealth is the way to do it. But you do want some medium wealth shopping a little ways down the road, which I do not think I have here. It's about to expand. It's really rapidly going. There's some, yeah, here's some right over here. I mean, that's not that far, so we'll get to it. This maglev stop needs to be a little bit closer. So it's not all up to buses. Buses are very crucial. Maglevs are almost just as crucial, if not more crucial, because it's much nicer. It frees up your streets. There's not tons of buses just taking up so much room. I mean, they take up probably 4 car lengths in this game. So that's something to look into too. Lots of maglev stops. I know they're expensive, but that's the Jumpstarter City's job, is to keep giving cash flow to this. And then once these cities are able to become independent, like this one, then you'll be fine. This one's all tourism. The other city, with all the roundabouts, is going to be nothing but industrial, just industrial dependent. Not, it has one tourist attraction, I think, or attraction. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. So you really want to do one or the other. You don't want to do both tourism and industrial. Even though it seemed to work really well for that city, you really don't want it, honestly. And it says needs waste disposal, but it's perfectly fine. It's got 2 dumps in it, and it doesn't have really too much traffic problem. So yeah, as you can see, we went up 21,000, and that's about all I was going to show you. I'm not going to even show you this city. This one's just a heaping pile of crap at the moment. I need to go back in there and redo that one. And then, yeah, you're going to want the one with the least amount of hills, most land mass, and preferably one or two roads going into it, basically. This one only has 1, as you can see. This one only had 1. This one's got 2. And that one had 2 and had 0 traffic problems. As long as you do the roundabouts, sometimes you work it all out. All right, thanks for watching. See you later.